Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here today and talk to you guys about modesty and um, why it's important for Christians or believers to be modest and what God says about it, pretty much. And so, pretty much, what does modesty mean? What does God mean when He says dress modest? Um, So it obviously means dressing appropriately, not showing too much of yourself, not wearing things that are too short, with your chest for women out there, and even for men, uh, in some cases, not wearing anything too low cut where it's causing people to lust and uh to lust on you pretty much, and also not giving the wrong message about yourself, and modesty is not only though necessarily your clothing, not showing too much. It also goes with other things you wear like jewelry or makeup, stuff like that. There are some people out there, you see like they'll have all this jewelry on, and, you know, they'll pretty much be all iced out. And, it's cool if you have a lot of those things, if you have nice stuff. And, I'm definitely not saying that jewelry is bad in any way. I'm not saying that dressing nice is bad. Um, but we want to make sure that we are presenting ourselves godly. And when it comes to jewelry, um, we don't, we want to make sure, again, to present ourselves godly and not to represent vanity, you know, um, not to be all about our material things, and, um, to just make sure that we're giving people the right message as believers. Um, yeah, and sometimes when you see people that are, uh, they're showing off uh, a lot of themselves, or you see that they're iced out and they have, all this jewelry on, and they're all about having, I don't know, name brand clothes and stuff like that. Again, I'm not saying it's bad to have any of those things, but a lot of the times when people, when they, I don't know, when they worship stuff like that before God, that just shows that they're very insecure, so they use stuff like, their bodies and, um, you know, uh, having name brand clothes and a lot of jewelry, and, just having all that stuff, really trying to make a name for themselves out of those things. To me, that is kind of, that is vanity. And that's just lost of identity. You know what I mean? You don't need to have any of those things to be happy with yourself, to feel beautiful. Um, you don't need any of those things to feel that way. Um, it's nice if you have them, but if you don't, then it is what it is. And you just love yourself for who you are. And um, because God loves you, and He, um, he tells us who we are. We're his children, and we're we're loved by him. He's always there for us. He will always protect us. He will always bring us uh, to a better place. He will always lead us in the right direction. If you give him your love back and your faith. So I have some scriptures here I want to read, and that just kind of goes with dressing modestly. And this is 1 Peter chapter 3, and this is verse 3 through 4. And it says, "Do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and putting on of gold, jewelry, or clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart." So yeah, just making sure that your number one thing is presenting God to people, and not your clothes or your body or jewelry or, any of that stuff. In 1 John chapter 2, verse 16, it says, For all that is in the world, the desire of the flesh and the desire of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So again, just lusting after vanity, all of that is not the love of the Father, which we want to always make sure that that we have the love of the Father. So yeah. John 7, verse 24, "Do not judge by apparel, but judge with right judgment." 1 Peter chapter 5, "Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourself with all of you humility toward one another, for God opposes the proud and giveth grace to the humble." So that's another thing. Making sure that you're dressing appropriately and, not, throwing it out there that you have all this stuff. It's also a humility thing. You want to make sure that you are staying humble and, not becoming too proud over these things that, aren't even going to last forever anyways. Let's see. I think I missed one. 1 Samuel 16, verse 7, "But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not look on his apparel or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward apparel, but the Lord looks on the heart." So, yeah. Just make sure, again, it's not bad to have any of these things, and, dressing modestly, it doesn't mean that you have to wear anything, frumpy or, anything out of date. But definitely, certain clothings that they have out today, especially for women, they really try to, one of the ways women kind of get their standard is by their bodies, and, you don't need to wear anything provocative to feel beautiful, or, have people stare at you or lust at you to feel beautiful. God loves you. It's nice to, have a nice body and, have a beautiful face or, pretty hair, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, beauty is the beauty that God sees mainly is on the inside, and it's how you treat people, how you treat yourself, all of that stuff. It's not what the world tries to tell you what beauty is. And same thing with men. Men don't usually dress too provocative. Sometimes they, I don't know, they take off their shirts and all of that, but I don't know, one thing with men is as well as women is clothing. Men try to show off their clothing, and that's mainly what they try to put on guys today is having a lot of money and having nice clothes and all that, which is great. But again, you want to make sure that you are presenting yourself godly. You're definitely not overdoing it when it comes to all of that stuff. And same thing with you guys. Just know that if you don't have any of that stuff, you are still loved. You are still beautiful, and God loves you, and you don't need any of that stuff to feel accepted. Just be yourself and love yourself. And that's it.